In today's video, we'll address a curious and mysterious event, hearing your name being called when no one is around. Has this ever happened to you? If the answer is yes, know that there might be something much deeper behind it. Let's investigate what this call represents, whether it's a spiritual sign, a warning, or something else, and above all, how you should react. Are you ready to uncover the truth behind this phenomenon? Then keep watching and, in the meantime, share in the comments. Have you experienced this? What was it like? I'm eager to hear your story. If you think this content could be helpful to someone, share it with them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also, let us know where you're watching from so we can connect even more. Imagine this: you're at home, alone, maybe flipping through a book or just relaxing, when suddenly a voice calls your name. You turn quickly, look around, but there's no one there. Silence returns to the room, but the feeling that something happened lingers. What was that? Just your mind playing tricks, an echo of some random memory, or something far beyond what your eyes can perceive? The reality is that for many people, this experience is not just a fleeting moment or a sound illusion. Some spiritual traditions and reports from individuals sensitive to energy suggest that this type of call can carry profound meanings, from a spiritual awakening to an important alert. But how can you tell what it is? How do you know if it's something beneficial or if there are forces trying to get your attention for reasons you might not even suspect? Today, we'll explore this question in detail. I'll explain what might be behind this phenomenon and, more importantly, how you should handle it. There are ways to discern whether this call comes from a source that wants to protect you, or if there are energies you shouldn't feed with your attention. Hearing your name being called with no one around can be one of the first signs that your spiritual sensitivity is expanding. This phenomenon is more common among people with a stronger connection to the subtle world, meaning those who are awakening spiritually and developing perception beyond the physical. If this has been happening to you, it could be a sign that your consciousness is elevating, picking up messages that most people don't notice. In various spiritual traditions and accounts from sensitive individuals, this call can be interpreted in different ways. In some cases, it may indicate a spiritual awakening. If you've started noticing sharper intuition, more vivid dreams, or coincidences that seem meaningful, hearing your name could be another sign that your connection to higher dimensions is strengthening. Sometimes, this call serves as a reminder of something essential, as if the universe is trying to get your attention to guide you onto a new path. Another possibility is that it's a spiritual communication. Many believe that benevolent spirits, ancestral guides, or beings of light may try to communicate subtly, and calling your name is one of the most direct ways to do so. If when you hear the voice, you feel peace, warmth, or a gentle shiver, it could be a sign that a friendly spiritual presence is trying to connect. However, not every call comes from a positive source. Some traditions warn that certain entities may use this strategy to test your attention, confuse your perception, or even drain your energy. If when hearing your name you feel an uncomfortable shiver, a sudden change in the environment, or an unease without reason, it could be a sign that something is trying to draw your attention in a not-so-friendly way. What should you do in these cases? How can you protect yourself? And above all, how can you differentiate a benign call from something that might be a spiritual test? While hearing your name may be a sign of spiritual awakening or an attempted communication from benevolent beings, there's another side to this experience that requires caution. Not every call comes from a positive source. In some spiritual beliefs, it's thought that entities may use this tactic to test your attention, disturb your perception, or even absorb your energy. If when hearing your name you feel an unsettling shiver, a sudden change in the room's temperature, or a sense of unease without apparent reason, this could indicate that the energy around you is not friendly. Some spiritual presences may call your attention just to observe your reaction, while others may use this opening to influence your emotional and vibrational state. That's why it's crucial to stay calm and never react impulsively to the call. What should you not do? First, never respond immediately. Saying yes or asking who's there could open a communication channel without knowing who or what you're dealing with. Avoid showing fear, as certain energies feed on this vibration. The more scared you are, the more vulnerable you become. Also, pay attention to warning signs. If the atmosphere feels heavy or you sense a presence watching you, it's critical to reinforce your spiritual protection. Sudden changes in the environment's energy, like an unexpected chill or the impression of shadows in your peripheral vision, could be signs that you're not alone. But how can you know for sure whether this call is a test or simply a manifestation of your own spiritual awakening? In such an experience, discernment is essential. Not every call is a threat, just as not every spiritual presence is beneficial. The great challenge for those with spiritual sensitivity is learning to differentiate when a manifestation comes from a higher energy or when it might be a spiritual test. The first question to ask yourself is, how did you feel when you heard your name? If the sensation was one of peace, mild curiosity, or a subtle shiver, it could indicate that the call's origin is not negative. Some people report that upon hearing their names, they felt a welcoming presence or even sudden inspiration, as if a message was about to be received. In these cases, it might be a legitimate spiritual contact, a guide trying to draw your attention to something important, or a sign that your intuition is expanding. On the other hand, if the sensation was oppressive, if the environment felt heavy, or if unease took over, the situation requires more caution. One of the first warning signs is the phenomenon repeating at specific moments. If whenever you're tired, emotionally vulnerable, or in a low vibration place you hear this call, it could be a sign that your energy is being tested. Some entities may use these openings to try to get closer, and it's precisely in these moments that you need to strengthen your spiritual protection. Another way to analyze it is to observe the context. Were you relaxed and focused on something positive when you heard the call, or were you in a moment of doubt, fear, or sadness? The energy surrounding you at the time of the experience can reveal a lot about its origin. If you've experienced this more than once, start paying attention to patterns. Does the call always happen at the same time? Does it occur in specific places? Do you feel something different in your body afterward, like a weight on your shoulders or slight dizziness? These small observations can help you better understand whether this phenomenon is just a manifestation of your sensitivity, or if something is trying to interact with your energy. Now that you understand better how to differentiate a legitimate spiritual call from a possible energetic interference, it's time to learn how to protect yourself. After all, the chosen ones have a unique sensitivity and, because of this, attract both higher energies and influences that may try to weaken them. The good news is that your energy is your greatest defense, and there are several ways to strengthen it so that nothing unwanted can access your vibrational field. One of the most important practices is prayer and meditation. Creating a routine of connecting with higher energies not only strengthens your spirit, but also creates a natural protective field around you. It doesn't need to be complicated. A sincere prayer when you wake up and before bed is already an excellent start. Additionally, short meditation sessions, even brief ones, help balance your energy and increase your awareness of what's around you. The more centered you are, the harder it is for any negative influence to affect you. Another key point is the use of protective crystals. Some stones are known for their ability to block external influences and keep your energy field clean. Black tourmaline, for example, is one of the most recommended for repelling dense energies and creating a vibrational barrier. Obsidian not only protects, but also helps reveal hidden truths, which can be useful for those who feel they're being spiritually tested. Keeping these stones close, whether in accessories or in the spaces where you spend the most time, can make all the difference. Additionally, it's essential to strengthen your mind. A strong mind repels negative influences. If you maintain a high vibration without giving space to excessive doubts or fears, it's unlikely that anything can negatively affect you. This doesn't mean ignoring the signs, but facing them with awareness and confidence. When you feel your energy is unshakable, external attempts to drain it lose their power. Another powerful practice is energetic baths. Some herbs have spiritual cleansing and protective properties, helping to dissolve any negative influence that may have lingered in your energy field. Rosemary, for example, is excellent for raising your vibration and strengthening your mind, while rue is known for warding off dense energies. A simple bath with these herbs can be done regularly to maintain your spiritual balance. Finally, never underestimate the power of clear intention. Every day upon waking, mentally affirm that your energy is protected, that no negative influence can access you, and that only what vibrates in light can approach you. This simple habit creates a natural energetic shield, reinforcing protection from the inside out. Now that you know how to protect yourself, you might be wondering, have other people experienced this? What do other chosen ones report about hearing their names being called? If you've gone through this, know that you're not alone. Many chosen ones report this phenomenon, and each describes the sensation in a unique way. For some, it was subtle, almost like a whisper, but filled with familiar and comforting energy. For others, the experience came with a chill down the spine, a sense of heaviness in the environment, or a sudden change in temperature. One channel follower shared that, since childhood, they heard their name at unexpected moments. At first, they thought it was just their imagination, as it happened when they were alone, during moments of introspection, or when they felt they needed an answer. According to them, when they ignored the call, nothing happened, but when they tried to figure out where the voice came from, they felt a shift in the energy around them, as if they had opened a door to something invisible. Another interesting account comes from a man who said he heard his name loudly while meditating. He said that instead of feeling fear, he felt a wave of peace, as if a presence was trying to communicate subtly. Days later, he began noticing signs in his daily life that led him to make an important decision. For him, the call was spiritual guidance, a way for his guide to nudge him in the right direction. However, not all accounts are positive. Some people describe more disturbing situations, where they heard their name followed by a bad feeling, as if they were being watched. One woman reported hearing her name in the middle of the night, and when she opened her eyes, felt a pressure in her chest and a cold shiver running up her spine. The atmosphere was heavy, and she only calmed down after praying and lighting a candle. This type of experience reinforces the importance of spiritual protection and discernment about what's around us. These accounts show that this phenomenon can have different origins and intentions. Some people feel it's a call from something positive, an attempt at elevated spiritual communication. Others notice that the experience comes with warning signs, indicating it could be an energetic test or an attempt at disturbance. And you, have you experienced something similar? Does your experience align with one of these accounts, or was it something entirely different? Awareness is the greatest defense a chosen one can have. When you're spiritually awake, your energy becomes a beacon, and this can attract both beneficial forces and energies that test your resilience. The way you react to these invisible calls greatly determines what happens around you. If you feel fear and give in to that emotion, your vibration weakens, making you susceptible to external influences. But if you keep your mind steady and your spirit protected, nothing can shake you. Mindfulness is one of the pillars for staying safe and balanced. Being present in the moment, observing the signs, and recognizing your intuition are essential skills for a chosen one. If you hear your name being called and feel a shiver, a heaviness in the environment, or a change in the energy around you, it's a sign that you need to strengthen your spiritual connection. The way you start your day can make all the difference. Before even getting out of bed, set the intention for protection and mental clarity. Say to yourself, I am protected, my energy is mine, and nothing can invade it without my permission. Small habits like this create a natural shield around you. Another powerful form of protection is avoiding dense energies. Heavy places, negative people, and environments where you feel drained can be portals for unwanted spiritual influences. Have you ever noticed how, after certain encounters or conversations, you feel an inexplicable tiredness or a strange sensation? This happens because we often absorb external energies without realizing it. Chosen ones need to be even more careful with this, as their vibrations are naturally more sensitive. And it's not just the physical environment that matters. Your mind can also be a battlefield. Negative thoughts and frequent doubts create gaps in your energy, allowing external influences to approach. That's why strengthening your awareness and maintaining a high vibration is essential. Practices like prayer, meditation, and positive affirmations help fortify your energy field, making it less vulnerable to these spiritual tests. Another essential point is recognizing your own strength. Many people underestimate the power they have over their own energy, but the truth is that no one can affect you if you don't allow it. If you feel something trying to access your vibration, reinforce your presence, keep your mind steady, and expand your inner light. Remember, fear weakens but awareness strengthens. The more you understand and master your own energy, the better prepared you'll be to handle any spiritual experience. Now that we've discussed the importance of staying conscious and alert, let's talk about how to protect your energy in practical ways. For the chosen ones, spiritual protection is not just a matter of theory, it's a real necessity. Energetic sensitivity can attract both light and shadows, and you need to learn to create a strong and constant protective field. The first and most powerful spiritual protection practice is prayer and meditation. These practices help connect you with your deepest essence and the higher spiritual forces that wish you well. When you pray, you send your intention to the universe, asking for protection, clarity, and wisdom to handle any situation. Meditation, on the other hand, helps clear your mind and establish a state of inner peace, making your energy more focused and aligned with your spiritual mission. Protective crystals are also powerful allies. Crystals like black tourmaline and obsidian are especially effective in creating an energetic barrier around their wearer. Black tourmaline is known for repelling negative energies and absorbing unwanted influences, while obsidian, with its purifying power, helps clear any lingering dense energy you may have absorbed. Wearing these crystals as necklaces, bracelets, or simply keeping them nearby can be a practical way to protect yourself. Another important tool for protecting your energy is mental strengthening. The mind is incredibly powerful, and when focused on positivity and clarity, it becomes an impenetrable fortress. To do this, establish a routine of daily affirmations, such as, "I am protected, and my energy is strong and immune to negative influences." The simple act of reinforcing your mental intention creates a powerful barrier against external forces. Additionally, don't forget about energetic baths. Baths with herbs like rosemary and rue help purify your energy and strengthen your energy field. Rosemary, for example, is great for clearing any accumulated negative energy, while rue has strong protective properties. You can prepare a bath with these herbs or even use them in a smudging ritual, spreading the vapor around your space to create a clean and protected atmosphere. Also, avoid places or people that drain your energy. We've all been in situations where we leave a place or an encounter feeling inexplicably tired or weighed down emotionally. This happens because we absorb the energies around us. As chosen ones have greater sensitivity, these influences can be more intense. So always pay attention to how you feel in certain environments or with certain people. If something doesn't feel right, it's time to step back and retreat to recharge your energy. Lastly, always listen to your intuition. Your instinct will always be your greatest ally when it comes to protection. If you feel a call to step away from a place, avoid a situation, or even change the direction of your life, follow that impulse. Your intuition is the voice of your spiritual essence, always guiding you toward where your energy should go. Now that we've discussed how to protect yourself spiritually, it's time to dive into the power of discernment, which is one of the greatest skills you can develop as a chosen one. Having the ability to perceive what's happening around you and distinguish what is positive, what needs to be pushed away, and what demands your attention is essential for those with heightened spiritual sensitivity. Discernment goes beyond simple perception. It involves the ability to correctly interpret the signs you receive and act in accordance with your intuition and awareness. When you hear your name being called, for example, it's important to pause for a moment to feel and analyze the energy around you. Ask yourself, do you feel at peace? Or does the environment's energy feel light or heavy? Discernment is like an inner beacon that illuminates the truth behind situations and helps keep your energy protected. But how can you strengthen this power of discernment? There are several practices you can adopt to cultivate this skill. The first is to connect with your essence regularly. Daily meditation is one of the best ways to sharpen your discernment. When you quiet your mind and connect with your true essence, you learn to distinguish external energies from those that are natural to you. By establishing this habit, you become better at noticing the difference between beneficial energy and energy that doesn't belong to you. Another important tip is to pay attention to your body's signals. Your body often gives physical signs that something isn't right, such as a shiver, a sense of heaviness in the environment, a racing heartbeat, or sudden discomfort. These signs can indicate that you're being affected by external energy or that something is trying to communicate with you negatively. Never ignore these signals, as they are alerts from your own energy trying to protect you. Additionally, it's essential to trust your intuition. Often, what our rational mind doesn't understand, our intuition has already perceived. If you feel unease or have an inner voice telling you not to do something, trust it. Chosen ones have a stronger connection to their intuition, and it never deceives them. A simple but effective practice is to record your spiritual experiences. Whenever you have an experience like hearing your name being called or noticing something strange in the environment, write it all down. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns and recurring signs that will help refine your discernment. This habit also helps you better understand your own emotional and energetic reactions. Another way to strengthen your discernment is to develop self-confidence. The more you believe in your own spiritual strength, the easier it will be to perceive what aligns with your truth and what doesn't. When you're certain of your own power and connection to the divine, you become more resistant to external influences. Finally, practicing silence and solitude can also be a helpful strategy. If you're unsure about the origin of an energy or call, step back a bit and reconnect with your inner peace. Silence has an incredible power to clear your mind and help you hear spiritual messages more clearly and accurately. Give yourself the time needed to process the experience deeply without rushing to conclusions. With these practices, you'll strengthen your discernment and protect your energy much more effectively. The process of spiritual evolution is never linear, so staying vigilant yet serene is fundamental. Discernment will help you identify not only threats, but also the signs that will guide you toward your higher purpose. Now it's time to share some experiences from other chosen ones who have gone through similar moments and how these accounts can help you better understand what's happening. Often, knowing that others have experienced something similar can bring comfort and clarity, as well as help validate what you're feeling or perceiving. Some accounts are quite common among the chosen ones. Many people talk about feeling a protective presence when they hear their name being called, but at the same time, they feel they shouldn't interact with that presence immediately. This happens because, although the intention may be positive, the way it communicates may require discernment. Not responding quickly to the call is a form of protection. Those who have gone through these experiences report that by resisting the temptation to respond, the presence tends to dissipate, or the energy calms down. This reinforces the idea that we must be careful about what we invite into our energy field. On the other hand, some people speak of strange and unsettling sensations, like a sudden chill or a feeling of pressure in the chest. When this happens, it's important to quickly assess the environment and how you feel. Are you in a safe place? Is there something there that makes you uncomfortable? These sensations could be signs that something isn't right. And if you feel at risk, step away immediately and protect yourself. Whether through prayer, visualizations of light, or any other spiritual protection practice you trust. It's interesting to note that many accounts mention a feeling of being tested. This happens because, in many cases, chosen ones are challenged by external energies to see how they'll react in situations of tension or discomfort. Some accounts describe an intense sense of unease, as if the spiritual presence was waiting for something, perhaps a response, perhaps an action. If you feel this way, don't despair. Be aware that this might just be a test of your spiritual resilience. Stay centered and calm, and rest assured that the energy won't be able to dominate you as long as you maintain your connection to your essence. There are also stories of people who, during moments of deep reflection, heard their name at crucial times. These calls often happen when the person is undergoing a spiritual awakening or a major transformation. In these cases, the call might be an invitation to move forward on their journey or make an important decision. Those who have experienced this report that by listening to the call and allowing themselves to hear the message behind it, something within them transforms. Often, the response to this call is an impulse toward a new level of consciousness. These experiences aren't limited to moments of light. Many people share that, by responding to the call without a clear understanding of what was happening, they had to deal with unexpected consequences, such as energy loss, confusion, or disturbances in their inner peace. That's why it's crucial to learn to distinguish genuine calls from those that might be energetic traps. The process of discernment and learning from these experiences is essential for spiritual growth. If you've gone through something similar or heard your name with no one around, share your experience. Your accounts could be the key for others going through the same situations, and together we can help each other better understand these mysterious signs. It's important to remember that by sharing, we're helping each other make deeper connections about what it means to be chosen. Each of us has a unique journey, but by exchanging our experiences, we can create a spiritual support network that strengthens us all.